Hello, hello. How are you? Mm-mm-mm. May have been better, been worse, so I'm not gonna complain. So, just been the last couple days resting, thinking, pondering the illusion of life and the masquerade of death, at least in the terms as we know it. There has been no death so far. There's been no life so far. This has been a big cosmic soup of what if that's about to get straightened out. Because the thing that we all fear the most is death. And when does death happen? When you cannot logically renew yourself. For example, in a movie, you're very lucky to get three, a trilogy. And that's if it's planned and or broken, the main story is broken down into threes and or is thought of in parts already from the very get-go, from the very beginning. It's been conceptualized in parts. Even then, after you run out of that story, there's nowhere to logically go aside from, pardon me, backstory, prequel, um, side character branching, just desperate attempts to keep the thing alive. Because if it was planned from the beginning, it would work fine, but it wasn't, so it won't. Same way with Lord of the Rings. You'll be hard pressed to mine that subject matter for any really great stories because the main story is about this unassuming hobbit finding this unassuming ring and conquering a dragon, which is a big fucking feat for a halfling. But then that ring is no ordinary ring, and then the next mission immediately is to defeat all evil in Middle Earth. And they do. How are you going to top that? A sequel always has to, top the previous, but the previous one has to draw enough attention that it gets you in. So the stakes have to be high. Otherwise, it won't be a low stakes story, really doesn't draw people in as much. Unless you can see that it's clearly an overarching story that's going somewhere like, fuck, this is how it began. You know what I mean? But if you had that plan from the very beginning, it all depends also how well you can hide your influences. Like once once the reader or the participant starts noticing several repurposed words, for lack of better terminology, someone like me begins to pick up where you picked up things from. And then I'm like, okay, this isn't the actual original story at all. This is actually a retelling of, and I'll pick it apart. You know what I mean? That's what I do. There's nothing new under the sun. There's new reconfigurations. There's people that haven't seen those things yet, but there's nothing new under the sun. The Bible said so. That was like somewhat, 5,000 years ago. There's nothing new under the sun there. Fuck. Um, but then, what is death? And why do we fear it? Because everything we know will cease to be. And then what will become of this processing that I call me? What will become of that? This is the only thing I have. The only thing I own, the only thing I get to take, the only thing I came in with, the only thing I get to take with me when I leave. Where'd it come from? Where does it go? I can't remember, was it Mark Twain? It said, I spent, I don't know how many years not alive before I was born. And I'll spend, this right here is just, in between times of not being alive. That's an interesting way of putting it. Because you're not alive a lot longer than you are alive, and yet you're still clinging to this little breath. What if this breath was just to get you out of the dream and go back in, raise the stakes up and then fall back asleep and start another dream? I don't know. I have no idea. I just wouldn't be surprised by much. You know? Would not be surprised. Um, Watching everything going down out there. It's going down, man. Hope you packed your shit. It is going down. Um, and I'm seeing kind of what, history. You picture the Civil War as this, we declare war, but it's not, and then we declare it end, and then it's over, but it's not. It's that steady build-up. The racist behavior that became intolerable. I'm not even really sure that's what it was in the North. It was more you gotta give them something. You know what I mean? You can't just do nothing, just nothing. No, you gotta give them something. No, don't send them here. No, we don't want them. Hi, yeah, come on up. What are you doing, man? We didn't say send them up here. Seriously. What we supposed to do with them? Oh, yay. I've been out of hash for a day, so I didn't even know this is in here. Loaded for battle. Ready for war. Almost forgot which hand it was. This finger's doing really good. Grab stuff, no problem. Make a fist. Can't pop my knuckles yet. Oh, there it goes. Popped it. Can't pop this one. I can pop these. Gotta push that. I was like, yeah, not just yet. Not just yet, guy. We're doing good. Go ahead. Yeah, no, see, no problem there. No problem there. No problem there. No problem there. We're good to go. Just don't be. And this is my fuck you finger, too. I hope I didn't shorten my fuck you finger. I think I shortened it. Does it look shorter than the other one? You look shorter. I shortened my fuck you finger. I decided from now on I'm gonna fucking flip people off when I do dual hand. I'm gonna do one like this and then one like that. Just to make sure you get both of them. You know what I mean? You can get that, you can get that, and you get the fucking full the fist one. You know, I don't know why some people do the full fist. Okay, you know what I mean? Like a Swiss Army fuck you. They want you to see that finger. And some people just go, hey man, fuck you, dude. So I figure you get both, you get covered. Sh- Irrelevance. We all fear just not existing and or existing in a worse plane of existence of any kind. I mean, if you're rich, you end up in a poor, you know, or even middle class. You'd probably feel pretty unbearable if you went from like very, very rich. Got fucking Prince Andrew saying he's left in a shoebox. It's a 7-bedroom home, you know, fucking estate out in the fucking country and shit. A shoebox. There's such a perversion of the mind as to like what's important. You know, like if I offered somebody fucking enough stuff to make food for a week or $100, they'd probably take the $100 rather than take the food for a week and then save the money. You know what I mean? It'd be over $100 for food for a week, especially now. Good food, quality food, not shit. But again, you can't eat $100 bill. There's so many people worried about cash, man. It's just really, really fucked up. That's the reason why we have the shit we have, like American Idol and things like that, and situations where people can be lured away into bad things is because we have money. And this could be my big break. Not to do art for a living, but to get money. You need money to survive in this fucking setup that they've got. And, yeah, no one wants to part with their cash. Everybody wants everything, though. Often people rather, I mean, if you know someone doesn't, you'll barter each other's services. Like if you know if you're friends with each other, because it's cheaper, right? I'd rather go over and help you with your fence because I do fencing. I've got all the stuff. We can do that. If you help me with my siding, you do siding. You do roofs, whatever the fuck it is, you know? I'll help you, you help me, you bring your shit, I bring my shit, we get boom, 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 boom out, and then, you know, neither one is out any cash, which would have spent on the labor, the parts, and whatever. Going down below, I mean, all these little middlemen in the way of what you're trying to achieve. And all of them have their hand out. And everyone is sure that what they do is the most important part of the whole chain. That's why it costs so much. Well, you couldn't hold anything together without these screws. Well, you wouldn't be able to screw anything together without these. Well, without this and the thing, it wouldn't be comfortable. Without patent leather seats, it wouldn't be stylish. Without Bluetooth, it wouldn't be more, just on and on. Just ways to get your fucking. And all you really wanted was a little less of this bullshit you have to deal with all the time. It's just fucking bullshit all the time. I hate leaving my house, man, because it's just fucking people, dude. Some people are fucking cool as hell, and others are just like, I'm dreaming, right? You're a real person that I have to interact with, that this world has to suffer through. I've been listening to your bullshit coming out of your fucking face, and it's all fucking wrong. It's all just dumb. And it's all based on your first and personal opinion. They're divided on whether the politicians should have skipped the State of the Union, should have boycotted. Which they do. Go there and act like Cruella de Vil did, booing the president in Congress. Every time he says a lie, we know it's a fucking lie. Like 80% of Americans know it's a fucking lie. So the best thing you can do is hurt his fucking feelings. Don't show up for the fucking listen to this bullshit. Don't have any have it. Whoever's gonna cover it, cover it. Have like a newscast. I would get together with all the news. Like, look, we'll use your coverage. We want to rob him of all that he, you know what I mean, of all of it. Like ABC, CBS, or whatever. And then they take turns. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like however long. We'll just swap every 30 minutes. And we'll broadcast to each other's station. Cooperation for this one thing. So he looks out in the audience and most of the cameras are fucking off. There's just one. Then switches the other one and it's just one light on back there. And there's no crowd. And he gets home and finds out nobody watched because nobody was interested and nobody fucking cared to hear his bullshit. They covered it enough so that we could all find out what the bullshit he lied about. It's gonna be the same bullshit he always lies about. He doesn't fuck children. He doesn't have Kallman's syndrome. Lindsey Graham doesn't have Kallman's syndrome. Never finished puberty. Biddly biddly baby penis. Mike Johnson. Also very clean shaven all the time. That's not a definite thing. It's not a definite sign. But this one of them possible. Like I said, watching Trump stumble through fucking life has made me really fucking look at things over again. Maybe Hitler was just a fucking dumbass that people go, for some reason. The dumbassery just breaks through to their dumbassery. And like the perfect, Mariah Carey, I mean, like, oh, that perfect note that they need to make them just fucking, he is sent by God. He thinks what I think. I hate that when I imitate like someone being stupid. I almost always go Southern accent, but almost all the most stupid people I've ever met in my life, the most dumb opinions I've ever heard in my life, had that fucking accent attached to it. Well, I don't know, what I mean? That kind of shit. My entire life. Well, I mean, my dad, just fuck you, man. I don't know if it was such a bad thing that they just load them on trains, I mean, they had some good ideas. These are ineffectual males that have been feeling inferior to black people their entire fucking life, especially black males. They've been told about this. South will rise again. Been threatening it for however long, and the training gets less and less. The numbers get fewer and fewer. So it's just a rallying call. And they'll say that shit, and they'll say it proudly around their friends, and then they get drunk, they'll say it in front of a fucking someone else that'll fucking clock them to the dirt. Because that's what they honestly feel. That's what they honestly believe. And they're just faking it all day when they smile on your face, and then you put, some alcohol in them. I just can't. Their part comes to them. I mean, they've proven what they're worth. So I mean, I don't think anyone will feel anything when their fate comes to them. No one's buying. I didn't know, or I was tricked into. No one's buying any of that. Not my fault. He made me. None of that shit's flying. He made me. I know that's why he's going with you. He made me. When you get over that bullshit, you can stop burning. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about like music and stuff, the way processing music, the way guitarists do it. I mean, it's just kind of. I watched a video that was about the development of different brains and different instruments, and they started going through it, and I'm like, well, of course. I mean, they're talking about like it's for their purposes, they use a drummer versus a um, guitarist, and I think the perfect bridge between the two would be a piano player because you actually have to do that, and I mean, you're like it's both in you know what I mean? Because the drummer thinks in boom boom boom. You know what I mean? Those kind of it's more of a it's a music. It's more percussive and it's more physical, kinetic. The guitarist is thinking that way also, but it's more mental and transcribing to how do I get that to this, not how do I make my hand appear here when it's hitting here. Then I hit this and I can get that at the same time I hit this. That's just a total different thing. I mean, you're just doing different things. There's no notes to it. to make an octave, like, okay, I can match the octave and then do the third. I can do a triplet and then roll on the tom, and then bah, to accent the one. One's counting on how to accent the time and space. Yeah, one's accenting the time, one's decorating the space that you have in that time. Piano's more of a percussion instrument because there's no bending of anything. You're just hitting the notes and striking how hard you strike the notes. So it's mentally, like I said, you're looking at it both like drumming, how a drummer would, only you're not doing, you're doing physical with both hands, the way the drummer does both hands, both feet. You also have the piano, the pedals, and so yeah, it'd be a good bridge because you have to do a lot more. Guitarist has foot pedals sometimes, not always. And nowhere near as the. I guess it depends on the technical. As soon as I say one thing, something pops in my head that a guitar style, pops in my head that would actually use that. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, like I said, I'm ready to fucking jam, but I just don't want to do nothing in this fucking world. Really, I don't want to give this world nothing, nothing more. Wait for the new one. If it doesn't get here, and then I'll just get. If it doesn't get here in my lifetime, when it does get here, got some ideas if you want to talk about shit, man. If not, all good. I think I'm gonna keep this one short. Yeah, right around 30 minutes. That's good. Um, I might be back later. I don't know. I'm not really tired or depressed or anything. It's just waiting. And is pensive the right word? What's the word I'm thinking of? Kind of tense and non-pensive isn't that? Reflecting deeper, serious thoughts. Kind of, but not what yeah, but like on the cusp of something. It's like I'm sitting there and yeah, I guess that'd be a good way to put it. A racer, guy, one that runs a track, and like on your mark, get set, and they ready, and they're listening for that fire and that second. Just that split second, that timing between on your mark, it's set, and they get ready to go, and they're waiting for that. Like if it just time, just fucking. If you did if you're watching a movie and just kind of that kind of shit. Like, fuck, come on, man. Come fucking, I'm ready to fucking jam. Jesus Christ. Can I be in your band? Can I be in your band? But can I be in your band? All right. 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna head out for a little bit. Maybe catch some more YouTube, and might be back. I don't know. Uh, yeah, probably will be. You know me. I talk way too much, and the night is yet young for me.